We're still on all the action from the final day of the Premier League, and there was a lot to unpack. There are lots of departures after this season, and obviously, none will be more missed or even talked about than the legendary Pep Guardiola, who took part, in his last game for Manchester City, his last game in the dugout for Manchester City. But Victor, what do you make of the fact that he lost his farewell game against Aston Villa?
I mean, does it really matter? He's still the most successful coach of his generation, anywhere, bar none. And he leaves Man City a legend, as well, you put it, even with a statue coming soon at the Etihad, right? I don't think, yeah, okay, sure, they lost to Villa, big deal, you know. I don't think anybody is thinking about that result at the moment. They did a domestic cup double in his last season. It came out that he's leaving. I'm really curious to see where he goes next. I think it will be the Italian national team. As for City, honestly, who gives a toss that they lost to Villa? Not even Villa care that they won this game.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a post on Instagram where the Villa players were surprised that they even won that game, right? But anyways, away from Manchester City and the legendary Pep, we go over to a side that pretty much surprised us, and that's Bournemouth. Bournemouth will now settle for a spot in the Europa League, having just missed out on, a Champions League spot. But regardless, how impressive was that feat, Mark?
I mean, if you ask Bournemouth fans before the season, they would be happy if they even stay up and not even dream about Europe and UCL. I mean, when you lose 3 out of your defenders, then in winter you lose your main attacking guy that was doing everything for your club before the winter, and then you still end up being in 6th place and even trying to fight for the UCL spot on the last match day. It's an incredible result from Iraola, and also the 18-game unbeaten streak that is still going to be alive in the next season. They can make it even longer. So, I mean, yeah, it's pity that he's leaving, but I mean, he did everything for the club, and he's probably one of the best managers of the season for sure.
Yeah, fair point. And then speaking out on another side that surprisingly made Europe as well, Victor, Sunderland beat Chelsea to poetically steal an European spot and also ensure that Chelsea entirely miss out on Europe. Could you have predicted this end for both sides at the start of the season?
Probably not. I mean, Chelsea maybe, especially mid-season, but they sacked Maresca while in 4th place, and now they go on and finish 10th. You know, that's justice served cold. You know, Sunderland, I think they would have been quite happy with a comfortable season, finishing mid-table, not being in the relegation discussion. But this, I think, not even the most optimistic or delusional of their fans would have seen this coming. And it speaks volumes about Lebris and his magic touch. I can't call it anything else. The fact that he took them into Europe as a newly promoted side, I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, I mean, most of us did not see it coming as well. Anyways, talking about something we also did not come in, no one expected Tottenham to find themselves in the relegation zone. But then, after a good run of results, they managed to escape relegation and beat everything on the final day. But the question marks is, based on early suggestions, do you think Spurs will be a threat under the Zerbi next season?
I mean, you guys laughed at me when I said that when the Zerbi came into Tottenham, they will do much better and maybe do something good in next season. With all of the things, I mean, it's still Tottenham. I'm not so sure they're gonna make UCL and even maybe Europe. But with the all things down, as we already mentioned, that Slot is staying, then Pep is leaving, and Man United under Carrick, yeah, he was doing decent this season, but when he have UCL football and Cups football, probably if they don't relegate against Plymouth, it will still be tough for them. So I can see them making top 6 or at least Europe, maybe Conference League or Europa League, but definitely it's not going to be the same disastrous season as that was in the previous one.
So you think you're not going out against Grimsby in the 3rd round or something, right?
I'd rather not participate than losing to them again.
Yeah, right. Anyways, moving over to the other side that battled with Spurs in the relegation zone. West Ham managed to beat Leeds 3-0 on the final day, but they still went down because results did not go their way. Victor, what are their chances of making a quick return to the Premier League?
I think it's a loaded question, first of all, because there's so much to think about here. But I think what is most important is, who do they keep hold of this summer? Because they are absolutely certain to lose Mateusz Fernandes, for instance. I think Bowen is leaving as well. and I think there's a host of other players who are going to be leaving. I can imagine someone like Tomasz Soucek staying, for example, and maybe Hermansen in goal. I don't know if it will be enough to come straight back up. But if they manage to keep, let's say, 60% optimistically of their current squad, and rather of the quality players in their current squad, then they should be able to finish first or second in the championship. Otherwise, it's going to be tough. But again, just like with Burnley and Wolves, the playoffs will be expanded. There will be a bit more leeway there, but it's still a tough ask to navigate those playoffs anyway.
And there you have it. That was an exciting campaign. Obviously, the likes of Victor and Max might want to forget this, but I definitely will not forget this season in a very long time. It was an enjoyable one. Maybe for Arsenal fans, for neutrals, maybe not so much. But tell us, our viewers out there, what you liked so far about the season, what you were surprised about, things you did not expect. Basically, your thoughts on the 2025 to 2026 campaign as a whole. And we'll be waiting to hear from you. And on that note, football is not done yet because now we'll be preparing for the World Cup where there's still loads and loads of football to come. So stay tuned so you don't miss out.